are you expensing? I'm Cindy Temi.
I'm Gracey Mae.
I'm Ola Aweo.
And we are
Frobeats.
Your favourite Afro pop podcast.
Oh,
yes, episode 50.
yeah. But one of the things that came out of it was a lot of people were saying that, and I don't know why it got onto senators, but anyway, we were just discussing in terms of the salaries that senators earn. Did my nails this week, so I'm making sure you guys can see.
Oh, and they are Black Power nails.
Yes, they are indeed.
Can we get a zoom? Sorry for the guys on audio, but visuals, let's get a zoom.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah.
She said, yeah.
Yeah, Black Power, yeah. So basically, we were talking about how Nigerian senator salaries compare to our everyday salaries. So you guys, can I just get a rough guesstimation how much you think Nigerian senators earn in dollars monthly?
I actually know that, so I went.
Okay, so you won't participate. Do you know? What do you want to guess?
I'm going to go with
All their expenses.
dollars. I'm going to go with 25k.
Per month.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they're mad. I feel like they could do something.
That is real mad though.
Okay, fine. Okay,
so I know that the UK, if I can do it as MPs in pounds,
Yeah,
they make 70k a year, and the Prime Minister makes anything from between 120 to 150 a year as basic salary. So in comparison to Nigeria,
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, let me not be mad. So let's say take home of 7k.
Okay.
huh? A month.
No, that doesn't work. Yeah, it has to be something like 15.
Okay, hold on.
For 15k.
You're sorry, I won't steal your thunder.
15k.
Okay. All right. So let me.
But
read
this
it
is even
verbatim.
dollars. No, I'm staying 17k. I should have stuck with my original.
You're saying take home of 17k.
Yeah.
And expenses of.
Oh no, that's total.
Oh, so okay, so a prominent politician, so Sheni Sani, that Nigerian senators are entitled. Basically, it revealed that Nigerian senators are entitled to monthly expenses of 13.5 million naira, which on average, it roughly is equivalent to £27,000, which is about $37,500 a month.
Expenses.
Expenses in addition to their monthly salaries of no more than $2,000.
Yeah. So on average, a year, the senator will make £240,000 a year basic salary before expenses. And people were like, hold on a second, that's double the Prime Minister of the UK. Yeah.
What are you expensing? Life. You're expensing your living costs. We can't even expense that as contractors.
But MPs in the UK do have a food allowance. They do usually have, and they usually have, like, one of their houses is covered depending on where they are.
If you're Dominic Cummings, you don't have to pay. You don't
30 grand fine
of all of the income tax you've not been. Council tax that you've not been paying.
I think he filmed something without permits, and the fine was 30k, and the council then
after years of him not responding to the council, it increased
to 30k, and then they just wrote it off.
So this exchange rate is based on a calculation of $1 US to 360 Nigerian dollars, pounds, and naira, and then one Great British pound to 503 naira. So this is their earnings would make the assumption that a bag of rice would cost 15,000 naira.
Yeah.
Which is just ridiculous.
But then I think one thing that is
No, go and say it, Land.
But I think in Nigeria, one thing that I do respect, which also causes quite a lot of problems in terms of the way the economy is set up, is that the government subsidise the costs of some of the basic requirements of people to live.
For senators?
No.
For general. Okay, yeah.
So, like, for example, oil is extremely cheap, but then that's...
Girl, if you are an oil-rich country, you have to subsidise.
Yeah. But
petroleum.
But then
you have to.
But the other reason is so that Danfo drivers can can actually
Make
be able
money.
to, they can make money.
We had this
So
conversation.
that's another reason.
But also
it's the
because they
same
use
with things
fuel
like
for
rice.
things like generators. For remember I told you when I went to get my picture for my Nigerian passport, they used a pull engine to power the printer to print my picture that went in my passport.
Just the one me.
Where
But
did
they
you
used
this?
Ibadan.
Of course.
We had the hookup there. But they used fuel to power the engine to power the printer to print the picture. Is my point.
That's mad.
But the reason why in 2020 we still don't have constant light, because they can rely on other things.
We know,
and also because corruption, because they're earning.
But also people that sell generators are like, if you have constant light, you're not going to buy my generator, so they go around cutting electric lines. But that's another conversation.
Anyway, it's mad right now. But anyway, another thing on the Twitter. So, way too much?
100%. Wait, wasn't there an interview as well where they asked him, how much do you make, and he said it depends.
It depends. Yeah, because he's considering that as a payment. But you know what? I would really like to think. I want to know how much American senators make though, because sometimes I feel like it's not like the country is not comparable to the UK.
Why is it not comparable to the UK?
Because it's federal.
Okay, yeah.
So sometimes we do actually undo ourselves.
There was a list though where Nigerian politicians make the most in the world.
Yeah.
Let's just put a full stop on that. And then I think after that, it was something crazy like Norway and Sweden where they pay like 40% tax. So it would make sense that their public workers make that much money. And then there was like France,
probably,
and then there was America, and then we were one of the lowest actually.
Yeah. Britain is quite renowned for being low in terms of public sector payments.
But then you will take your £12 billion worth of contracts for an app that we can't use and give it to your friends. And that's how you siphon the money. Or build Nightingale hospitals that nobody uses because we don't have any nurses to facilitate them. But everyone's just taking...
And then also announce that you're going to even increase your own salaries. When we were asking you why we're clapping for the NHS and not increasing their salaries, you say we'll review it in 18 months.
How about they nominated the NHS for the Pride of Britain award instead of giving them an actual salary increase? Yeah. What are they going to do with the award? Feed their kids? Sorry.
Sometimes it be your own.
Podcast, sorry.
Sometimes it be your own people.
Your own prime minister.
Your own prime minister. But
it's the same in Nigeria.
Is it? We haven't actually discussed the fact that I know we're going to Yeah, and the fact that it took him how many days to come and address us, and in
his live broadcast,
dissect his speech,
which was pre-recorded. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, do you see the pictures of him watching his own broadcast?
He said. He made it seem like we really disturbed him, that he felt the need to come out of his house to come and address the nation. But what I did like was when was it Sanwo-Olu was being questioned by the CNN news reporter?
Thank goodness that happened.
So actually, there's a lady called.
Can you explain who that is?
Sanwo-Olu. I don't really care.
Just so that everyone knows who he is.
Don't know.
Oh, he's the Lagos governor.
No. Is he? But basically, she interrogated him so bad to the point where he was trying to skirt around, as he does with the Nigerian people when we were asking him questions, and on Arise TV. I don't know if you guys watched that thingy. She basically said, it's a pretty simple question. Could you give me the answer to it? And he admitted to the things that we had accused them of doing.
Army or something.
So you're saying that it was military officers who ordered peaceful protesters be shot at Lekki?
Yeah, that's what
Lekki
the
Toll
pictures,
Gate.
yes. They were there. That's what the footage, that's what it shows.
Will that CCTV footage at the toll gate be part of the investigation that you have now called for?
It will be. Certainly it will be. It will be. And it's starting on Monday. They're going to be available for the judicial panel to review. It will be.
Do you commit to a full investigation of what happened on the ground?
Absolutely, I do.
And will people be held accountable?
They certainly would. We'll do everything to ensure that they are held accountable. We'll do everything.
It's a very simple question. Will they be held accountable?
Well, to the extent that I'm not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, I'm the governor of the state, right? The report will be out. We will channel the report to all the relevant authorities in the state to ensure that everyone that is found culpable is accountable.
To which Buhari still has not come out to address.
He's not coming out.
Just to clarify, so that was CNN, so it was like a reputable platform. So I feel like he felt forced.
He felt forced. And you know one thing about Nigerians, this is a point that was made on the NSAR. They're doing like a Nigerian political party for 2023. So there's a lady called Chioma, forget the surname, but really good point she made. She felt that when Nigerians are faced with the people they're forever trying to impress, the shame and embarrassment cannot let him continue in the way that he did when Arise questioned him. He felt he could fool us, his own people. He was able to do that, but in a midst of the Western world, whereby there was no one to anchor what she was saying. She could interrogate him in the way that, I guess, Arise, you wouldn't be able to do that. It's your country people, so you're almost like not as forceful in terms of what they say, because I don't think the interview with Arise they really got to the point of what they wanted to know.
They did ask her the direct questions, but I don't think they
followed up on his
and they didn't
his lack of
focus. They didn't reinstate. They didn't reassert. They didn't. You know, like if somebody doesn't answer your question, you can ask it 6 different ways. They didn't really.
I also think, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that the Arise interview had come out before, like, because obviously CNN were in the position where they were able to say, you have now released the footage of the your own cameras.
No, I think she said, are you going to...
No, CNN at this point in time had seen the footage, and they had said, we've now seen the footage. Had Arise seen the footage when they interviewed?
I don't believe so.
I think that they were still going...
Because at that point they were saying that there wasn't...
Yeah, there wasn't footage, and that they couldn't believe the Instagram live story because there's so many other fake feeds.
Another guy had said that they had come out and photoshopped this.
And you know who the guy was? He was the commissioner of the police!
Oh... I guess I've just been focusing on the cropped IGP. I didn't even know that we had another commissioner.
Can you actually imagine?
Yeah, we've.
But rather than let's not like tarnish everyone with the same brush. He said that there are videos that have been photoshopped. He didn't say the live was. He said that we are still corroborating the story because there are videos that are being photoshopped. And no one asked him specifically.
I don't think they've been photoshopped. I think what's happened is there've been videos that didn't relate to the protests that maybe have been going around.
But then that was his defence, and that was the reason why all Nigerians rallied to the idea that you are using some of the misgivings of social media to discredit what is clearly true. Yeah.
This reminds me of the conversation we had about if you go looking for information and you find it, whether or not you get rid of the information because you shouldn't have looked for it in the first place.
Should we bring that up? Or
I don't know, should we?
So, just so everyone's clear on the context, essentially what happened is before we started this, which seems to happen all the time now, before we start any podcast, we spend about an hour arguing about a topic with the...
That never quite makes the cut.
And the topic we were arguing about this week was whether or not if you are a girl that's looking through a man's phone, and you find evidence with suspicion that the evidence is inadmissible because you went looking for the information, and everyone apparently doesn't have morals in that situation.
But let us know your thoughts below. You know,
the guys in the back are trying to stay quiet. You guys don't want to comment? Not this time.
That's fine. The IG live is there, so make sure you check out Frobeats podcast.
Yeah,
case gets thrown out.
Right? Even though a few bits of information may not have been valid, but effectively it exists. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So that was my Twitter timeline. It was a bit of a weird week, I guess. All right. So guys, in terms of like the salaries that senators earn in Nigeria, what do you guys think? Do you think it's overpriced? Do you think their earnings are way too much? Some of you guys may be a little bit more versed in terms of when it comes to politics and what earnings and expenses you can earn. So please drop comments below and let me know if maybe the job that they're doing is justifiable and we shouldn't really be scrutinizing them just because they're Nigerians. Yes, so make sure you check out the full episode across all social media platforms, and make sure you check out our Instagram page at Frobeats Podcast. I'm obviously Cindy Temi on Instagram.
_ Gracey Mae.
At Ola Aweo.
And we'll see you next week.
Peace.